Okay, right, what we're going to have a look at next is the second scale of the spectrum in terms of technology. And this is looking at old-fashioned, traditional nursery rhyme books. I believe that this is the best way for young babies and very young toddlers to be introduced to nursery rhymes. The old-fashioned way, with the mums and fathers reading aloud the nursery rhymes for their children. Now you can buy books, obviously, and read them to your children, but you can also take advantage of technology and download a book or read a book online from the Project Gutenberg, and that's the website that we're at the moment. And we're going to look at the nursery rhyme book by Andrew Lang and L. Esley Brooke. And as you can see, you can click on the EPUB with images to download that to your iPhone or your iPad, or you could click on the Kindle with images or no images to download that and read it on your Kindle. But what we're going to do, we're going to read this book online, so we'll click there. And as you can see, this is a Project Gutenberg ebook of the nursery rhyme book by Unknown. So this is no longer under copyright. It's free for you to do what you like with it, so you can certainly download it and read it for free. The nursery rhyme book, and there's a picture of Little Bo Peep, one of the better known nursery rhymes, of course. If we go down to the contents page, you can see that you can click through to the different types of nursery rhymes, for example, tales, proverbs. Let's click through to songs. And there's some really interesting illustrations, as you can see, from a bygone era. And there'll be lots of nursery rhymes that you probably won't recognise. I certainly don't recognise that one, nor that one. Aha, here's one that I do recognise. So, let's have a look at this one. Polly put the kettle on. Polly put the kettle on. Polly put the kettle on, and let's drink tea. Sookie take it off again. Sookie take it off again. Sookie take it off again. They're all gone away. Here's another well-known one. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and can't tell where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home and bring their tails behind them. Aha, this is one of my favourite ones when I was young. Or younger, I should say. Sing a song of sixpence, a bag full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. And when the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Was not that a dainty dish to set before the king? The king was in his counting house, counting out his money. The queen was in the parlour, eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden, hanging out the clothes. Then came a little blackbird and snapped off her nose. As you might be able to tell, it's slightly different words from when I was a child, but I suppose this was probably written 100 years before then. And they've changed over time. Tom, he was a piper's son, is another one I recognise. Let's have a look at a different chapter. There's riddles and paradoxes. Charms and lullabies. Let's have a look at the charms and lullabies. Aha, here's another one that I remember. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. So there's a tongue twister, which is always good for learning English. But certainly I believe this is the best way for you to read to your baby, basically, and introduce them to English from the cradle. And for example, dance to your daddy, my little baby. Dance to your daddy, my little lamb. You shall have a fishy in a little dishy. You shall have a fishy when the boat comes in. And possibly the most famous English lullaby of them all. Hush-a-bye, baby. Hush-a-bye, baby, on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough bends, the cradle will fall. Down will come baby, bough, cradle, and all. I'm sure you'll be able to sing it a lot better than I can to your babies. But certainly I think this is the best way for very, very young children and babies for you to naturally introduce them to the English language. Okay. Thank you for listening.